Greetings Diecast Racing fans, Sharky here and welcome back to episode 3 of the Champions of 2021 League. So last time out, 2 cars kept a clean sheet, that being my brother Alastair in the Ford Escort and Joseph Kahu from the RC Kiwis with off track. Our current lap record was set by Joseph during testing, which was 2.9 seconds. And our fastest lap last time was Keldon Raven in the Porsche 911 GT3, and that was 3.0. Let's get on with the draw, and then we'll go to the drivers' meeting and track overview. Episode 3 draw. Right, left. So we've already had one set of races by this point, so we will see who has got some wins under the belt, who hasn't. We will also see how the wing over track is doing. Be interesting to hear from you comments down in the comments section what you guys think of it. Is it an improvement? Do you want to go back to the straight drag races? What do you fancy? That's the first bag. On to the second bag. Trying to get these through as quickly as possible. Also, please drop in the comments section whether you like me doing these draws actually on camera, so you know that there's no fibbing or any fuddling, any fixing going on. So there we go. So starting off episode 3, we have got H, which is Hikari Rin in the Police 1973 Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR versus B, which is the Brothers Champ Alastair in the Fast and Furious 6 1970 Escort RS1600. A versus F. Got I versus E. We've got J versus D. We've got G versus C. That's going to be a problem. That's cuboid versus cuboid. So Ken Kilometre will be driving one of those 2 vehicles. Then we have B versus E. We have A versus J. We have C versus I. So cuboid will be able to drive that one. D versus H, which is Hikari. And then G, which is cuboid. So G is the Ford Fairlane GT of cuboid versus F, which is off track, which is Joseph Kahu of the RC Kiwis, the TML Cup champion. And that concludes the draw for episode 3. So here they are in the drivers' meeting. We can see our first matchups. We've got Hikari Rin versus Alastair. We've got the Flying Fenman versus Keldon Raven. We've got James Sterling versus Joseph Kahu. We have got Danny Zuko versus Cuboid. Not Cuboid, Mason Storm. And then we've got the first of the challenges for Cuboid, because Cuboid's got to drive both cars at the same time, or rather not. Ken Kilometre and Cuboid will be bringing down the 2 cars that Cuboid piloted to championship wins during the year. So let's get on with a little bit of a track overview. My Shelby Cobra at Daytona parked on top of the garage. They're still working on more stuff to do with the medical centre. You see here the drivers have moved off to their vehicles. The Flying Fenman's vehicle there. You can see the Vulcan's parked up and the coffee and pizza wagon. Police cars are on standby. The Vulcan is ready. Well, it's not going to move, is it? You see in the car park, the cars are actually parked up in the car park today. The track itself. You can see here people stood ready. Oh, look, there's the track owner and John from Modelmatic. And the finish line. Support vehicles are all ready. Our thanks go out to our sponsors, Tomley RC, Cowden Raven at Raven Customs. Cuboid at 4 Cubed Racing. There's his car, Crockett Tub. John at Model Matic. You can see his black car there. And this event's main sponsor, the BERCC. So with that done, the cars are lined up in their first things. First two are up here at the start. So let's get down to some racing. So the first two vehicles up, we have got the blue Ford Escort of Alastair on the left-hand lane. On the right hand lane is the red car of Hikari Rin. So that is the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. It's the police version that Hikari took to the lead or to the win in the Hot Fuzz competition, and obviously Alastair is the Brothers Champion, and his is the Fast and Furious 6 1970 Ford Escort RS1600. Let's see how this goes. Alastair out into an early lead, and a clear win there for Alastair in a time of 3.1. So here we go for race 2. On the left hand lane we've got Cowden Raven in the 911 GT3 RS, the winner of the Porsche Cup, and he's up against Elevin, which is a 2019 blue Audi R8 Spider driven by the Flying Fenman. And the blue car is on the right, the silver car on the left. Close all the way down, and Cowden Raven gets the win. Cowden Raven gets the win in a time of 3.3. That's Cowden Raven in 3.3. Moving on to race 3. Race 3 sees Joseph Kahu of the RC Kiwis on the left hand side in the purple coloured off track versus James Sterling in the Mini Cooper from Mini Mayhem on the right hand side. Now both of these are from the Southern Hemisphere. James Sterling from Australia, and obviously Joseph Kahu is from New Zealand. So we will see how this goes. And Joseph Kahu pushed in front there and caused James Sterling to not quite make it to the line. But Joseph Kahu wins in a time of 3.5. So it's Joseph Kahu in 3.5. On to race 4. In the left-hand lane, we've got Danny Zuko in the Stock Teamsters Tournament Champion, the green metallic truck. And on the right-hand side, we have got Mason Storm of the Essex Hurricanes in the stand-in for the Pizza Wagon, the Track Owners XJ40. So they're both green vehicles. The pickup is Danny, which is on the left. The Jaguar, which is not a pickup, is on the right, which is Mason. XJ40 takes the lead and pulls them up short of the line. So they've pulled up short of the line, so we'll have a reset. Let's see if we can both get both of them down. Jaguar takes clear lead, and it's Jaguar in a time of 3.7. Jaguar in a time of 3.7. Now for the first of our special interest races of this particular evening's racing. Race 5. So we have got both vehicles were ones that Cuboid took to the championship wins. In the truck tournament he took Pick Me Up, which is the green pickup, which is on the left hand side. And he also took the Ford Fairlane, which is on the right hand side, to the American Muscle Championship. So the American Muscle one is being driven by Ken Kilometer. Cuboid is driving the pickup truck. Let's see how this goes. And Pick Me Up takes that with a time of 3.0, the fastest of the day so far. So Pick Me Up, a time of 3.0. So Cuboid chose the right one to drive because he just won. It's really funny how the draw works out sometimes. All of the draws are done before even the testing is done, so this couldn't have been set up. But on the left lane, we've got Joseph Kahu of the RC Kiwis. On the right hand lane, we've got Alastair, the two guys who had a clean sheet going into today's racing, which means whichever one of these wins this race will actually go to take pole position into next episode. So race 6 is going to be a really interesting decider as far as who's going to be the person to beat next week. Close all the way down, and Alastair gets it. Alastair gets it. Alastair with a time of 3.0. So Alastair took the lead there and took it with a time of 3.0. Moving on to race 7. But yeah, so race 6 means that we currently have a clear leader. Only one person has kept a clean sheet so far, and that's Alastair in that Fast and Furious 6 Ford Escort, 1970 Ford Escort RS1600. Anyway, this next one's going to be interesting because I own the blue car that's driven by the track's tame racing driver, the Flying Fenman. And he's up against Mason Storm of the Essex Hurricanes in the track owner's car, the XJ40. So it'll be interesting. Close all the way down, and then Elevin takes it on the bend. That car's so fast through the bend, time of 3.6, time of 3.6. So that's Elevin, the Flying Fenman, in 3.6. Moving on to race 8. On the left hand side we've got James Sterling in the Mini Mayhem Championship car. On the right hand side we've got Cuboid in Pick Me Up. So the green pickup is Cuboid, the blue with the white checkerboard roof is James Sterling. Close, and it's a win for Cuboid, in a time of 3.3. 3.3 win for Cuboid. Race 9, 2 to go. Left hand side, Hikari Rin in the Police Skyline. Right hand lane, Danny Zuko in the metallic green pickup from Teamsters. Hikari gets the win on the thing, and Danny pulls up short of the line. So Hikari gets the win on the bend, and the time is 3.3. Final race of the day, and Cuboid is back in the Ford fair lane and on the right hand lane. And on the left hand lane we've got Keldon Raven in his Zamac 1911 GT3 RS Porsche, the Porsche Cup champion. I think the Porsche has got this. We'll see whether I'm right. Yeah, Porsche got it. And oh, that was interesting. The Porsche hit Danny Zuko because it hadn't been cleared of the track, but got across the timing at the time of 3.5. Didn't change the outcome, but we may have to issue a steward's warning to Danny Zuko to get clear of the track. Wow, what an interesting night of racing. Here with Alastair, the only person to keep a clean sheet so far this competition. He kept it 2-0 today to take him to 4-0, which is why he's sitting in first position. His fastest time was a 3.0, which is a joint fastest time of the day. So we had 3 clean sheets today. We also had 3 no wins, which meant there was 4 with 1 and 1. In joint second place, we have Joseph Kahu in off track with the fastest time of 3.5 today. He was 1 and 1 to take it to 3 and 1. And then on a charge, we have Keldon Raven of Raven Customs in the 911 GT3 RS. His fastest time today was a 3.3. I mean, he did a 3.0 last time out, but he did a 3.3 fastest time today. And he got 2 wins and no losses to also take him to 3 and 1, which is why Joseph and Keldon are now joint second. We've got 4 cars tying for 4th position, all 2 and 2. The Flying Fenman in Elevin with the fastest time of 3.6. He was 1 and 1 today for 2 and 2. Cuboid in Pick Me Up. He's done some tuning. He's got it sorted, it seems. So Pick Me Up today was again, he was the 3rd of the clean sheets, 2 and 0, with the fastest time of the day of a 3.0, the same as Alastair, to take him to 2 and 2. And Hikari Rin in the Police Skyline with the fastest time of 3.3, he was 1 and 1. The other one that's tied 4th is Mason Storm in the Jaguar XJ40. His fastest time was 3.7. And he was 1 and 1 today to take him again to 2 and 2. The last 3 that I'm going to talk about all didn't win today at all. First up, in joint 8th place, we've got Cuboid and James Sterling. Cuboid in the Ford Fairlane GT. Well, he beat that with his other truck, so that's partially his own fault. So 0 and 2 today for 1 and 3 overall. And James Sterling, again, 1 and 3 and 0 and 2 in the Mini Cooper, which leaves the guy who's had an official warning issued by the track safety team for not clearing his car after a race, which was Danny Zuko in the metallic green pickup. He was 0 and 2 today, he's 0 and 4 overall, he hasn't won at all yet. Whether he will or not, I don't know. Whether he'll even bother showing up next week, who knows. But that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to do the usual things, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you all next time.